Good afternoon. May I get you a glass of hand-selected Icelandic glacier water? Or perhaps an Italian white Alba truffle?
No thank you. I'm just here to discuss the 401k plan.
Of course. How can I help you?
I just came from my broker's office and he told me about the 3 C's.
Ah yes, cost, compounding and contribution.
Yes. That was an interesting discussion.
I'm sure it was. He is a good guy. I've known him for years.
Right. Well, our company has worked with you as a consultant for a long time and each year we do an evaluation of our plan's cost and services.
Yes, this is essential to ensure we are best serving the interests of your participants.
Yes, I understand. But yesterday I received a proposal in the mail which said that we could lower our plan cost by 40%.
Nothing to worry about. Those things go out all the time. It's just a general mailer.
Well, at first I thought so too. But the analysis was based on our 5500 filing with the Department of Labor and the accompanying audit report listing our investment options and their balances.
That's public record. People do that all the time and they are usually not accurate. That is why you work with us.
But our audit report lists the ticker symbols for our mutual funds and Schedules C and H list expenses. So how inaccurate could it be?
Trust me, I've seen plenty of proposals. You're aware that last time we compared the reasonableness of fees, all of the major service providers were within a few basis points of each other. So I wouldn't put too much stock in it.
Interesting. You're right. Everyone was within a few basis points. Now this is starting to make sense.
What do you mean by that?
They're all offering the same thing.
The same thing. That is simply not true. We conduct a completely customized RFP process to make sure that we are finding the best solution for your participants.
Right. But the RFP only included service providers that offer mutual funds, so they are not really all that different. It seems that we are always just discussing star ratings or performance.
Our RFP process is carefully designed to ensure that we find the best solution for your participants.
But the people we selected through the RFP all say they know you and work with a lot of your clients.
Well, I would only invite service providers to participate in the RFP if I am familiar with them.
But like we said, they're all offering the same thing with only a few basis points and fund expense separating each. The proposal I received was 40% less.
And what are they offering that saves so much money?
Their platform uses exchange-traded funds, so the investment expense is substantially less. Not to mention there was a section on all the revenue sharing in my current plan.
Don't worry about that. Our RFP process selected an option which makes your plan free. Revenue sharing is how compensation is handled for plan services.
All right. I want to make sure I clearly understand this. To ensure the reasonableness of fees, we evaluate our expenses once a year through an RFP process.
That is correct.
The only service providers who participate in this process are ones you know.
Yes, because they have a proven track record with me.
Then whoever is the best fit and lowest cost and superior services are the ones you recommend.
That would make them the best of the best.
But these people are compensated through mutual funds which have revenue sharing, and are recommended by investment managers who essentially determine how much they and all the other parties will make.
I wouldn't look at it that way.
So in essence, they are determining the reasonableness of fees, not me?
No, you should look at the fees as an industry standard.
Then why is this outside proposal I received so much lower than the industry standard? Why don't we just eliminate revenue sharing like the proposal suggests and build the plan directly? So I can negotiate what fees we pay rather than having them determine it for me.
Because you are only looking at cost. You have to balance the cost with services. This is why you hire us, to determine the proper balance for you.
But this proposal has a list of services and it looks like everything I need.
Really? Well, they may use exchange-traded funds. But remember the other areas I pointed out that are important. Like the fact that participants have a hard time understanding investments. So we eliminated that problem through using target date funds.
The proposal offers essentially the same thing. Asset allocation models which adjust with age, But unlike a target date fund, it shows that you can easily move from one asset allocation model to another, so it better addresses the needs of each person beyond just taking investment time horizon into consideration.
That can also be accomplished through mutual funds. And our service providers offer a multitude of retirement calculators to help your participants.
That is also mentioned in the proposal. But there is only one retirement calculator, and it is integrated with the asset allocation model performance and my payroll data, so participants don't have to figure all that information out like they do now.
One retirement calculator? Our RFP process found you a service provider with 15 retirement calculators.
Exactly. There are so many and are so complicated, none of my participants use them.
I anticipated that. Which is why hand-selecting service providers is so important. I know who the best are to educate your employees, and they host sessions where every employee gets to meet with them face-to-face and figure out important details like investment returns and how much to increase contribution by.
But the calculator in the report already does all that. Why do we need to pay more money for those services? That just increases expense for everyone, whether they use it or not.
We believe in our process, and that is why you have worked with us for so many years. We even go to the extent of becoming co-fiduciaries on your plan.
Yes, that is another thing. The proposal says that I can completely remove my fiduciary responsibility and legal liability for the investment options in my plan.
There is no reason to consider that. We have already accepted fiduciary responsibility.
Right, but I still have it as well.
And I suppose they're going to find you a lower-cost audit firm as too. You can always look for the lowest-cost option. We have the best auditors in town. I've played golf with those guys for over 20 years.
So is that what makes them the best option for my participants? Is that how we ended up with everyone else in the RFP process? Is that how you met my broker too?
No. I met him at a very serious 401k consultants trade show in Las Vegas that the mutual fund company flew us down for.
Las Vegas? Why would the mutual fund company fly you both to Las Vegas?
For a conference.
This is starting to seem like a closed loop.
A closed loop?
Yes. You only select service providers for our RFP process if you know them. And you only know their process because you have worked with them. How do new ideas enter this loop?
What do you mean by new ideas?
I mean new service providers with different approaches you are not familiar with.
Well, I suppose I would have to work with them to see if their process is something I feel comfortable with including into the RFP process.
And what you mean by that is they would have to refer business to you. Because you obviously won't initiate working with them until you understand their process. Isn't that what you said earlier?
Well,
I think I understand now. Your custom-designed RFP process ensures it is serving the best interests of my participants because annually it offers them the opportunity to have their 401k plan operated by only the finest hand-selected golfers, travel partners and business referral sources. And we have paid you an enormous amount of money over the years for this value-added service. I may have just thought of another major expense I can cut from the plan. I am going to follow up on this proposal by calling Neil Planet Invest and Retire. But I might also visit investandretire.com for more information.